Budgets are a big topic with cities, with the county, school districts. What do you think can be done to help the county with this budget situation? Where do you think you should be looking for savings?
Well, the overall county budget of Imperial is approximately $390 million. The savings in county government is by and large the employee base that we have. That takes up a majority of county government's budget. Law enforcement component takes a significant amount of that money. And as we are faced with budget crunches, especially now the governor's come out with his May revise, and the cuts are going to be forthcoming here in California. So where do we actually cut? Do we cut on our roads? Do we cut law enforcement? Do we cut public works projects? Those are all areas that could be subject to cuts, and the county board, working with our county executive officer, would have to be very careful in where we brought cuts in. Department of Social Services, that uses a large part of county government money. So we would have to work in concert with county executive officer, work with our different bargaining groups. Is there a way that we would have to implement some type of cost-saving measures so everybody can keep a job? That is a primary goal that the county administration and board members have given a directive to our executive officer. Let's do all we can to keep our employees employed. Make sure that through all of this economic turmoil, at least they have that peace of mind that their job is secure. And so we want to go outside of our county and procure funding on projects that we could perhaps bring to the table. One of those that we recently did was our payment in lieu of taxes. Over $1.5 million additional dollars was brought into this county, and that goes into the general fund and can be used as the county feels wherever that money is necessary. And so we've managed our resources. We haven't had furloughs or layoffs, but with the impending budget situation of our state, we have to look at our budget and what could be cut if it came to that.
How do you balance, and what's your idea of how it should be balanced? Agriculture, a main part of our economy, versus our kind of burgeoning green energy economy. How do you balance those?
With approximately 450,000 acres of farmable land and 365 days of sunshine, our Colorado River water, this valley is known for its productivity in growing diverse crops that literally feed this nation. As we bring in renewable projects, this valley is truly ripe for this. We have areas of farmland that has not been productive. Approximately 1 ton of salt comes in with every acre of water. And so some of the heavier soils with a lot of clay content is not producing anything at this time. And we want to advance to the state of California. These areas would be suitable for photovoltaic panels, solar energy that could acquire the use of the sun, just as the plants did, and export those electrons through the Sunrise Power transmission line, just as we have exported crops in the past. Most of that land was used for cotton in the past. It has grown grain crops, and all of those commodities were exported out of this valley. So let's work with our state in taking these lands and changing that land use from an agricultural base into a renewable energy base. And I think we can continue to have taxes arise from that, have the energy companies meet their 20% demand for renewables, and create jobs from that new industry that'll locate here.
What do you think about, there's been a little bit of controversy recently about this proposed landfill expansion. How do you stand on it?
Allied Landfill has proposed to add additional elevation, approximately 80 feet. That is centrally located in this county, And they have utilized this now for a number of years, and they have contracts with most all of the cities. They have, we have other waste disposalers here, but actually they contract to dispose of their waste here at this permitted landfill. The county board is currently going through the environmental impact review, and as a sitting board member, it would be premature for I to make a predetermined decision whether I support, whether I oppose this landfill. I would hear the environmental impact review as it comes before the full board. The questions that concerned citizens have asked me about this would be the appropriate time to ask the applicant, how are you going to mitigate those increased truck traffic to that site? How about the neighbors there? What type of measures have you implemented to support their concerns or the impacts that you will create by having this expansion here on their project?
Another project that's been in the news a little bit lately, I'd kind of like to get your feel for this one, and that is the proposed Desert Springs Oasis project that NAF has some concern about, that's going to go out near their range. Do you have an opinion on that project? This project in particular, because NAF has great concerns about this, and this will be a first part of a creeping encroachment on the base and on their ranges. How important do you think it is to protect Naval Air Facility?
I have always been a proponent of the Naval Air Facility here locally because Imperial County has a land use plan in place. There are specific findings that have to occur even for development to occur west of Austin Road. The community of Sealy wanted to have some additional homes placed there, and we had to be very careful that as a community grows there, knowing that this base is a large economic component of this county, that we would not, to their detriment, add home sites into where that would be a competing interest to our Naval Air Facility. They have many squadrons locate here throughout the year. This is home to the winter home to the Blue Angels. They have their air shows here, but the training that goes on throughout our desert region is what's so important. And I would protect the base at all cost. I want to make sure that they remain here many years.
How would you specifically, what would you like to do to attract business, bring business in?
Okay, we have, again, the potential to have thousands of megawatts of renewable energy. Companies now are fully aware that fossil fuels are a depleting resource, that there's market conditions can change almost overnight. We've seen that going on with even a natural disaster. And as we look at these, let's just use Google for instance. There are huge warehouses of computers and the technology that they have to process information instantaneously. A large amount of cooling would have to go into place to protect that type of equipment. All of that equipment could be located here within this county. The cooling is sufficient, but that company could use every bit of renewable energy to power this Google search engine. I would appeal to Microsoft as well. Come on down, being a lot of people now are utilizing that site. And so I would continue to advance those economic overtures to these high-paying tech jobs, and that's more what I'd like to see come down here. We have that potential. Let's harness that energy. Let's get these Fortune 500 companies here interested in this county, because we can power their projects with all renewable energy, and they can market that as well. Talk about green. That would truly be an industry that they could promote.